Hi there, Campbell here from Breath Body Therapy. And today we're going to talk about the dreaded mouth breathing. If you've read James Nestor's book, he in detail goes into the sort of ill effects of mouth breathing, and they do quite a severe experiment where they plug their nose for 2 weeks and only breathe through the mouth and look at the parameters of what changes in the body, and then reverse that by closing the mouth and only breathing through the nose. And quite amazingly, they reverse a lot of the sort of chronic conditions that arise in the space of 2 weeks. And so I just wanted to touch on why mouth breathing is detrimental in some circumstances, and also detail some strategies of what you can do about it. So the first important thing to note is that sort of anatomically, evolutionarily, we are designed to breathe with our nose. Okay, that's what it's there for. Our nose is for breathing, and our mouth is for eating and communicating and laughing and crying and all of these other expressions of emotion. But fundamentally, we are meant to be breathing through our nose. And that's for a number of reasons. Number one, our nose is actually the first line of our immune defense, okay, our immune system. We have these little cilia, these little hairs, the mucosal lining. So when we're breathing through the nose, we're actually filtering through pathogens that are in the air. Number two is structurally, the nose is designed to bring the air down into the lower lobes of the lungs in a humidified, moistened way. Okay, so really interestingly, no matter what the temperature is outside, by the time you breathe air down into your lungs, it's gone through this process of warming the air, humidifying and moistening, so that the oxygen is more available to the body. We can get that gas exchange a little bit better. And then finally, the point that I really like to touch on is the nervous system. Okay, we know that when we breathe through the nose, because we have a little bit more access to the diaphragm, it slows the air down, then that's linked to the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, this so-called rest and digest state. When we open the mouth, we shift more into that sympathetic nervous system or our fight-flight response. Because typically when we open the mouth, it's because something in the environment's happening, okay? Okay, we feed into the brain and say, I'm breathing through the mouth because I need a little bit more energy. Let's turn on the system because we need to get away or we need to fight, okay? And so when people unconsciously begin to breathe through the mouth, it's like in the background, the nervous system, we have the foot on the accelerator. The brain's thinking, what's happening in the environment? Why am I breathing in a way that's associated with needing to get away from something, needing to fight something, that more action part of the nervous system. And so when we breathe through the nose, we do the opposite, okay? We're sort of signaling to the brain that there's nothing in the environment that's worrying. I'm breathing slow, low, softly, okay? And that allows the nervous system to shift into that more parasympathetic state. And so we really should be breathing with the nose 90-95% of the time, okay? Even with low-grade physical activity or exercise, up to moderate activity or exercise, we can condition ourselves and train ourselves to be better equipped at dealing only with the nose, okay? Typically, it's a sensitivity or an intolerance to high levels of carbon dioxide that make me want to breathe through the mouth, okay? And so it's not a bad thing to feel that little bit of discomfort that comes when it feels like you're running out of air, okay? And what you're actually feeling is the buildup of carbon dioxide, which there's a host of benefits that come with that. And so when we breathe through the nose, we create a little bit of resistance, the inflow and the outflow, okay? And that allows the carbon dioxide to build up. It gives you more access to the diaphragm, which really influences lots of other systems in the body, including your digestion, okay, lymphatics, your cardiovascular system. And so we really want to get out of the habit of reverting to mouth breathing when we're unconscious of it, okay? Whether that be walking up a set of stairs and feeling a bit puffed, whether that be at my desk reading emails and just drifting off and letting the mouth open, or whether that be at sleep, okay? And so number one is awareness. Catch yourself when you're breathing through your mouth, okay? Notice what's happening in the environment. Are you feeling stressed or anxious? Are you puffed? Right? Why are you reverting to breathing through your mouth? And number two is consciously trying to control that, right? When you catch yourself with your mouth open, breathing, you revert back to your nose, all right? You simply close the mouth and take a couple of conscious breaths in and out through the nose, okay? Each time you do that, you make it more likely that that's going to become your automatic. Now, The other thing you can do, particularly for sleep, is use a little bit of tape over the mouth. Now, this often is met with a little bit of skepticism, and that sounds a bit weird and wacky, but unconsciously, if you're falling asleep and the mouth drifts open, you're going to not know that you've reverted back to that mouth breathing. The nervous system's on, that the gas exchange is altered. And so placing a little vertical strip of tape, okay, to keep the lips sealed is a wonderful way to ensure that you're breathing through your nose at rest, at sleep. Now, the idea is not to completely seal the mouth. That feels quite claustrophobic. It's just to give you a little bit of a reminder, okay, to stop your mouth drifting open and then, oh, I have to breathe through the nose. Quite often it might take a couple of nights before you actually wake up in the morning and the tape's still there. You'll probably wake up and you've pulled it off during the night. But be persistent. It really transformed my sleep, okay? The way that I wake up in the morning, I feel much more energized, much more rested, because I'm allowing the nervous system to drop down into that really, really restful parasympathetic state. I often put it on about 15 to 20 minutes before going to bed, just so you get a bit used to it, okay? But try and just sort of build yourself up and get through the night without letting the mouth open, and see what happens to your sleep. All right, and so just in summary, right, the nose is for breathing, and the mouth is for all the other expressive capacity that we have, okay? But we shouldn't be breathing in and out through the mouth. The nose gives us a bit more access to the diaphragm. It allows the carbon dioxide to build up in the body, and it keeps us in that more relaxed state of the nervous system. So through low-grade physical activity, okay, try and keep yourself in that nasal-only breathing, okay, rather than reverting to the okay, and see if you can catch yourself when you are breathing through your mouth. Is it when I'm feeling stressed? Is it when I'm feeling anxious? Okay, and can I direct myself back to breathing through the nose over and over and over and again until it becomes automatic? And finally, for sleep, okay, try a little bit of tape vertically over the lips, and to see if you can really restore that deep restful state that we should be achieving in sleep. If you're really looking to dive a little bit further into breathwork practices, please subscribe. I'll be sharing more videos and tips onto how to optimize your respiratory system and therefore the other systems in the body.